Thinking about buying an SUV in 2025? Then you need to hear this, because some of the most popular SUVs on the road right now are hiding problems that could drain your wallet, test your patience, and make you regret ever signing the paperwork. But don't worry, because others deliver unbelievable value, rock-solid reliability, and performance that feels way above their price tag. Today, we're breaking down the 5 worst and 5 best SUVs you should buy in 2025. And the final pick on both lists might be the most surprising of all. The weird thing about the Tiguan is that it looks like a safe choice. Clean design, good tech, competitive price tag. But once you're behind the wheel, the truth comes out fast. Owners keep reporting excessive oil consumption, sometimes needing to top off multiple times between scheduled changes. VW calls it normal, but most drivers call it a DMN problem. Then there's the cramped third row, practically useless for adults, and the glitchy touchscreen that pulls your attention off the road. And if that wasn't enough, the driving feel is all over the place. Some drivers describe the engine as sluggish. Others say it reacts too fast, making it unpredictable in traffic. One owner even said, "I had to add 3 quarts of oil between my first 2 changes. Never again." But this next SUV manages to frustrate people even more. The Explorer is supposed to be a dependable family SUV. But in 2025, it's become one of the most complained about models in its entire segment. Drivers report their vehicles sitting in repair shops for weeks because basic parts are back-ordered. When you're paying over $40,000 for a family vehicle, being stranded while waiting for a transmission part is the last thing you want. And that's not the only headache. The interior quality feels below the price point, especially the stiff third-row seating. The ride becomes uncomfortable if you option the larger wheels. And the hybrid models? Many owners say the transmission feels clunky and inconsistent. One buyer who paid $70,000 for their XLT said the leather looked worn within months. Imagine dropping luxury car money and ending up with a cabin that feels decades old. The next SUV has a different set of issues, but they're just as frustrating. On the outside, the Kona looks modern and budget-friendly. But owners keep warning people about what happens after the first few thousand miles. It's known for short lifespans on key components, from sensors to drivetrain parts. Breakdowns are common, and many drivers end up reselling the car early out of frustration. The ride quality is rough, jerky over bumps, shaky on uneven surfaces, and the availability of replacement parts is so bad that some owners waited months for basic repairs. Inside, simple things like the backlighting for buttons are so dim that it becomes annoying on night drives. It sounds minor, but when every trip feels uncomfortable, it adds up fast. One owner summed it up perfectly. "I regret buying this car more than anything. Parts are impossible to find, and customer service is non-existent." If you think that's bad, the next model falls into an even stranger category. The Compass tries to present itself as rugged and adventurous, but it struggles with the fundamentals. The base engine is underpowered, making highway passing a chore. The interior is known for cheap-feeling materials, especially compared to rivals that cost the same. And the infotainment system has a long track record of lag and glitching. Then there's the value problem. The Compass depreciates fast, making it one of the worst long-term investments in its class. But somehow there's still one SUV that gives buyers even more regret. People often buy the Encore GX because it seems refined and upscale. But once you drive it daily, the downsides start piling up. The engine feels strained during acceleration. The cabin insulation is weak, making road noise a constant companion. And the resale value falls sharply. Some owners lose thousands within the first year. Maintenance costs also rise quickly after the warranty period, making it a deceptively expensive SUV to own long-term. Now for the good part, the SUVs that actually deliver on their promises. If reliability, practicality, and all-weather capability matter, the Crosstrek is the definition of a smart buy. Standard all-wheel drive, great fuel economy, roomy interior, and the kind of ride quality that makes long trips feel easy. Its off-road capability beats most of its competitors thanks to higher ground clearance and solid traction systems. Owners love it for being dependable without being boring. One said, "It's smooth, the AWD is a lifesaver, and the seats are so comfortable." If you're coming from something like a RAV4 or CRV, the Crosstrek often surprises people by feeling more nimble and more prepared for adventure. But if you want something even more proven, the next SUV is a no-brainer. The RAV4 is basically the gold standard for daily driver SUVs. It's comfortable, efficient, and built with Toyota's reputation for unmatched reliability. Families love the space, commuters love the fuel savings, and long-term owners love how little it costs to maintain. The ride is quiet, smooth, and stable. Safety features come standard, and it offers one of the best fuel economy ratings in its segment. It's not flashy, but it absolutely delivers where it counts. Still, some people want something bigger, more luxurious, and more powerful. The Telluride has cemented itself as one of the best values in the entire SUV market. It feels premium from the moment you step inside. The materials, the seat comfort, the sound insulation, everything feels like a higher-priced luxury SUV. And unlike many competitors, the third row is actually usable for adults. The V6 engine is smooth and strong, towing up to 5,500 pounds with confidence. The suspension absorbs bumps like nothing, and the infotainment layout is clean and straightforward. It's one of those SUVs where you get inside and instantly understand why people rave about it. But if you prefer a stylish, sporty driving experience, this next SUV might be even better. The CX-50 is a hidden gem for people who want something fun to drive. The optional turbo engine delivers quick acceleration, and the steering feel is sharper than almost anything else in its class. Inside, it looks and feels like a luxury vehicle with leather, aluminum accents, and a clean layout. It also offers better than expected off-road ability thanks to its ground clearance and traction systems. Owners compare it to premium brands with one saying, "It reminds me of my BMW, but at a fraction of the price." If you want a mix of comfort, power, and style, the CX-50 hits the sweet spot. Now for the wild card, the SUV most people overlook but absolutely shouldn't. The CR-V Hybrid is the definition of smooth and efficient driving. Quiet, refined, and shockingly good on gas, it's one of the smartest purchases for 2025. The hybrid system gives it strong low-end power, making it quicker in real-world driving than many gas-only SUVs. The interior is spacious and modern, the cargo room is excellent, and reliability remains one of Honda's biggest strengths. It doesn't scream for attention, but if you want a long-lasting, low-maintenance SUV that simply does everything well, this is the one to beat. So there you have it, 5 SUVs you should avoid, and 5 you can trust with your money in 2025. Some models look impressive online or on the dealership floor, but once you dig into real-world ownership, the truth looks very different. Which of these surprised you the most? If this breakdown helped you out, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss more deep dives just like this.